Hi everybody, this is a piece of thin western red cedar I got from the beach. It's first growth. It's been burnt on the back. As promised, I'm going to carve a big eye, like this big. Because when you're carving the little eyes on YouTube, it's hard to film because sometimes you gotta, my camera's up here, sometimes you gotta be right above it and stuff like that. It's really hard for people to understand. Now I want to say something right now for the beginner, the good carvers out there, the seasoned master carvers. I'm not very good at carving eyes, but my eyes look like eyes. And I think I got a simple way to do it. It's kind of the normal way to do it. And like lots of people do it this way, but mine just don't turn out as good as some of the others. But it's still, hopefully this can help you. All right, so let's see here. Let's always start off with the center line. Good to have for everything. Now, when you're doing the real eyes, there's lots of different scenarios to make them look, perfect. One eye is always a little bit more open than the other eye in real life. I'm not a realism carver, but that's kind of how it is. So this would be your eyebrows here. Your nose, center of your nose right here, your eyebrows. Now, when you got your face carved on here, and say your nose would be here. Say this is your nose. I'm going to do my best to try and explain this, but who knows? We'll see how it goes. Now, so different things will be in effect, like I said. Instead of kind of shiny glare on that wood there. Now, I got to do this really slow. So the distance from the bridge of the nose to the side of the face, you want to make that the same on both sides. So say if this is 3 inches, you want to make this side 3 inches. So you want this side to be the same too. Now, when you carve depth beside this bridge of the nose, when you carve it deeper in here, you want to have the same depth. You don't want this side to be carved deeper and this side to be carved shallower. Does that make sense to you? So I think that's the best. Like, make sure when you're doing your face, you have the length in here 3 inches, then hit this. It doesn't have to be, maybe yours is 1 inch, 1 inch here and 1 inch here, and then the same depth carved in here, like when you carve deeper in there. Okay, that helps. Now, don't carve too deep don't carve this too deep, so deep in there that like down past the bridge of the nose, because then it's a lot harder to carve the eye. But the eye does sink into the face, and the cheekbone. So your cheekbones would be right here, your cheeks. So the eye is deeper in there. So this is kind of I kind of do this. I don't care about the pros. They tell me if they say I'm doing it wrong. But so if you're doing 2 eyes, well, I kind of wanted to do a bigger eye than this one, but that's okay. So just draw a little line across the nose, go like this, and then friggin' there. Then you want to make this like a kind of a football in here. Right? Well, we might as well friggin' so draw your little footballs in here. Make sure that they're lined up good in the bottom. Now, your objective for this is, first of all, well, I've already made a mistake. I got to carve deeper on the side of this bridge of the nose and take some of this wood out inside here so you guys can follow it. But I can't carve it. It's not going to be a realistic eye carving where the eye is way deeper than the bridge of the nose. I'm just going to take a little bit of this wood off beside of the bridge of the nose. I'll do both sides. In case one eye doesn't work out, we can do the other one. So I'll do that off camera. Alrighty then. So of course I got to get carried away. I quickly carved a shallow nose in there. There's not much depth, but just to show you guys, I thought maybe I should do both the eyebrows to give people a better idea. Now, kind of when I carve eyes, I kind of rush them. I'm like, the longer you take at carving eyes, like the slower you are at doing it, the better that they'll be. So find the center of the eyebrow. Like you can see here, these eyebrows are center. We got the same depth on both sides. Here's a little mustache would be down here. So you can use a tape measure if you want. Where's my Just Carve Rob tape measure? So like, let's just see. We got 3.5, 3 1/8. So here we got basically 3 1/8 too. So that's good. So you find the center of 3 1/8. And you put it in there, but we're just gonna go like this. I'm trying to make this. It's more simple than you guys think. If you kind of just plug in and get to it. You don't have to do these. I just kind of do them. Now I put your football thing back in there again. See, if you want to make sure these parts are equal, just draw a line across. For the center line, just draw a line. Because you can always sand this off, these pen marks off later. Does that make sense to you? I can see that this one. All right. Now, see this one? The bridge of the nose is right here. See how far this one is away? So let's bring this closer to the bridge of the nose. Now, they're not perfect. Nothing I do is perfect. It's a wood carving. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're not going for real wizard looking eyes. We're just trying to make some friggin' eyes of the wood spirit. And I suggest for the very beginning carvers, hollow out your eyes, man. I still hollow out my wood spirit eyes. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So now I got to think of what burr do I want to use to carve there. So I got this extreme burr here, Kutzall extreme flame burr. Now, this is the hard part. So, because I don't want to have to set up a different tripod and like different areas. I want to do this with my normal typical overhead. So this burr here, I'm going to cut true to the line, as Ryan Cook says. Like when you're cutting, you want to make this like a round bowl in there. So when you don't want to cut it like that, because then your eye shape will be different. You like, because you'll be doing an undercut. You don't want to. Well, you can cut it like that, but just try and cut it square to the line all the way around on both sides. We're gonna do two. I don't care how long this video is. How can you explain to do it in like 10 minutes? So whatever. Well, let's. Okay, so I gotta talk. I don't have my dust mask on, but you can see how much bigger this eye is than that eye. So right from the start, fix that. See? It's because I cut on the outside of that line. I didn't cut true to the line. Okay, so that's better. Still a little bit bigger. So now I'm going to get, let's just use a Kutzall Extreme Flame Burr, this standby. Okay, so I'm running a Dremel 4000 with a Dremel flex shaft with the foot pedal. So here's Kutzall Extreme Flame Burr. Now, This is a large scale eye, but if you're doing smaller wood spirits, just use smaller burrs like those metal working burrs, diamond working bits, this Kutzall um, taper burr, the gold one. It's got a nice fine tip on it. Now, so I'm gonna remove all the wood. So here's your eye. So you want it to look round in there, right? So I'm gonna remove all the wood around that to make this center part elevated. And I'm gonna slowly, taper it out because there's a deep cut in there right now. You can see with my finger. Now I'm just gonna slowly remove this wood so it's like coming on a little uphill all the way around, even above the eyebrows. Okay, so this is Western red cedar, but you can see it's darker inside here. So this would, the white stuff would be the sapwood, and the darker stuff would be the hardwood in the cedar. But what I do is I look at the hardwood inside there, and I use that for a reference to see, because it should be going perfectly straight across. I just have that reference, so I can see that this one is carved a little bit deeper. It's hard to explain, really is. Okay, so you can see I don't work on one eye at a time. I work on both eyes. So now I can spin it and do up in here. So what I'm looking for when I'm doing this is my first cut mark. You can see a line inside there. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I'm just trying to carve that away. Okay, now over here. Okay, so you can see from the very beginning, I said that this eye is wider, like this way, taller than this eye, and it still is. I don't know if you can see on camera, but if you look at it, I could take some of this off right here, just to try and equal them out a little bit. So I'll just do that quickly. Okay. Just a little fix like that will go a long way. Now, I don't, I'm the kind of person, I really don't care if this doesn't turn out. I'm still gonna, if these eyes don't turn out, I'm still gonna upload it anyways. All my burrs are plugged up, but I think this is the Kutzall gold burr, the really fine one. So you see here now how they're elevated. See, got like a little circle there. So now you want to round them out. Okay, You want to make them look like there's a bowl inside of a socket. Now let me get this burr put on here. And just take your time. So see how I rounded that one off of there? Now I'm going to switch over to over here. Okay, now spin it and do over here. Because we already did that side, now let's do this side. Now the other one. This one's rounded so far. Okay, so we got our corners rounded. Now let's try and make it round. Let's just slowly round it off. Okay, flip it upside down. Excuse me. Like when I'm working on this side, I'm looking at this side, I'm looking at both of them. You'll see me, I'm working on here, and all of a sudden I got to jump over here. Keep on rounding it off. Just try and get rid of all that pen on there. Okay, I see a weird cut line in there, so I'm going to get rid of it. Make it nice and smooth. Okay. Now I got to remember, I don't have much depth in this piece. But if I look at this, if I look right here, and I look right here, this side's higher now. Like I got to carve a little bit deeper right in here. The long story is you basically just want to try your best to make them look both the same. So you look at your piece. Now, this eyebrow is higher than this. I need a pen. This eyebrow is higher than this eyebrow. So it's okay. You take off, you fix it when you see it. All right, still a little bit high. Okay. So now I wish I had a thinner pen. So now you got your ball shape thing in there, your football thing. Okay, see the depth. The deeper that you carve it inside there, around there, the more it's going to have like that round, like a round shape in there. But I'm fine with, now you can do your pupils. There's so many, because you have to have a top eyelid and a bottom eyelid. There's so many different ways to do this. I'm just going to do it the way I do it, really quick when I'm blasting off my wood spirits. I learned this from Bronson Artworks. Now, it's always better to have the top eyelid more rounded than the bottom eyelid. So the bottom one would kind of, also put a dot here and a dot there, because that would be like your water ductor thing, whatever you call for your eyes. Try and make those at the same spots. So then let's make this one just kind of more straight. They're rounded at the end. So try and make this one exact same as the other one. But they're never exact same. Right? Then we'll just... Okay? That's a good screenshot. Right there. Yeah, that's going to be a screenshot for this video. Go like this. Right. 3, 2, 1. Jeez. Okay. So this is what we got so far. This one is a little bit wonky down here. Now, you already have this bowl inside there. Right? Like this. It's inside that socket. Now you need to make another bowl inside of a socket inside here, because this will be your, obviously, top eyelid and bottom eyelid. Now you need to round it off inside there too. The better, excuse me, the more that you can make it staying round, like this way round, the better it's going to look. Yep. And the more that you do, the better you're going to get. So I got this. These are even open a little bit wide here. You can squint them. You can make them more squinty. This is that, I think this is the Kutzall silver burr, the taper one. I think I'll use this. So what I'm going to do is, you're going to see me plunge into each corner. How much depth do I got here? Still a bit. I'm going to plunge into this corner, right here. I'm going to carve it deep in there. Then I'm going to come over here. See, you notice things when this over here is deeper than it is over here. It's all right. But the better, like if I should really carve this a little bit deeper to match that side, but I'm not going to. No, so I'm going to plunge into this corner. Then I'm going to come over to this side and I'm going to plunge into this car really deep. If I cut through, well, it's because I'm stupid. Then I'm going to come over here. I'm going to plunge into this corner. I'm going to slide it back, and I'm going to plunge into this corner. And that will give you the start. So if you pretend I plunge into this, let's see here. Pretend if I plunge into this corner like that, and this corner like that, and that will give you like the 2 plunges in the corner. Then you just round the top off. So I don't know if that makes sense. Anyways, let's get this burr on here. Plunge, plunge, spin it, plunge, plunge. 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 Okay, those plunges in there. They're plunged in. Now, just follow these lines. Now try and remove that wood there. See those where I cut? So I made the eyebrows there. Sorry, the eyelids, top and bottom. I'll just remove that wood in there. The best. You might have to switch burs. Just round it off. Okay. Now, when you did these plunges inside the top eyebrow and the eyebrow, now you have a big gap there from that eyebrow. Where's a pencil? Now you have a big gap there from that eyebrow and that plunge. I'll show you how deep I went there. Okay. So now you have a big gap there. So take the eyelids down too. Follow that plunge and make it closer. Shoot. See how bringing those eyelids back down with that plunge cut makes it more rounder in there? All right, so I don't know how well you guys can see they're round in there, but that's all round like a football shape. Okay. Let's see. Now, if I was chainsaw carving here, I would use the Dremel 125 bit. It burns the wood and carves the wood at the same time because you want to separate these eyelids from the eyeball itself. So I just found this little metalworking burr. They come in sets of 20. You get them on Amazon. You got to be very careful and just follow that eyelid and just do an undercut underneath that eyelid, just a little bit of one. And then, so I'm going to do this one. I'm going to come over, and the top eyelid always overhangs the bottom eyelid over here in this corner. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to come over here. I'm going to do this one. And I'm going to spin it, then I'm going to do the bottoms. On the bottom. Oops. Now you got a cut line in there. Okay? See that cut line? Now you got to try and get rid of that. Now when you're carving eyes, the deeper that you carve them, sometimes you're not going to be able to get your hand into a certain spot to clean it up. Okay? Now, it's time for me to switch burrs. So I got this little, this is my little, come on. This is my little diamond burr kit of diamond burrs that I think I would like to use. Now I need to find a flat one that's like this, that's thin like that, but I need to find it smaller. This is why it's good to know which burrs you like to use and have a little thing like this full of your little specialty burrs or whatever. So I got this one. It's not that thin, but using this one, then you can get inside the eye holding your Dremel. Okay, so let's slow down here, Jordy. So we got this little bit, diamond bit. Now you can get in here and smooth everything out, that cut line, right? Because you see that cut line there? Oh, I'm having a shading problem today, a lighting problem. There's a cut line in there. So let's put this on and just slowly smooth it out, make it round, take things down, have a good time. Don't care. Okay. See what's round there? Same with the other side. I don't know. I seem to carve better eyes when I carve super fast, heavy, and crazy. Now, this is for the very beginners. The eyes, the hardest eyes to do are looking straight at you. So I'm going to make this video for the very beginners. It's easier to make your eyes look this way, or make them look that way, or make them look up, or make them look down. The hardest ones are straight at you. So let's look at this. See what's going on here. How do we want these eyes looking? Let's make it so these eyes are looking that way. So it's not that hard. All you have to do is just, I got the Kutzall taper burr on here again. I'm just going to plug in there. But you want to try and do it without hitting the eyelids. So it's looking that way. All right. Now, time to switch up a system and a different burr. All right, so this is, I'm still using the Dremel. I think it's not fair if I pulled out my micromotor carver, because lots of you don't have the micromotor carvers. So this is a worn out diamond burr. See how dull it is? It's just dull. This can possibly burn your wood at the same time. I don't know if it's going to work with a Dremel. So now, the bottom eyelid, I got to do a cut here, separate it from the face. And same with up in here. Separate it from the face. Yeah. Now, you can I cut it a little bit too deep on this one, but you can give this one like wrinkles, the bottom one. Okay. You can give it the tear duct things. You can give it like a this would be the part would be like the color part in your eye. All right. Now, one thing that I've noticed, you can, when you got this burr on, you can do this with the eyebrows. You give them some marks here. You can, let's switch burrs here for a second. I'll just show you guys stuff that you can do for the face. I'm going to put on the gold taper burr again, the gold flame burr again. Now we're getting into more things as part of the face. You can do it, give them the big cut down here. Smooth everything off a bit. Okay, so I'm gonna I want to say one thing. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna cut this side of this face like it's a normal face. I'll do that offline. Doing some cheekbones. All right, so I went on and gave him a little bit of, I carved in there a little bit of cheekbones on both sides. Now, these eyelids are pretty big. I know. I don't care. I could take that one down lower to the pupil in there, to the eyeball itself. I'm not going to. One thing I do want to say, how I realized when I started figuring out eyes a little bit, right here at the side of the face, because there's, if you feel in your face, there's that bone there, so it's not that wide. But one thing I never did before was, it would always be like there was an eye. How can I explain this? It would always be like there's an eye in there, and it's just a big eye popped in there. What you got to do is, you see this is what I got to do. You can follow if you want. But you see how it's just straight there? And it's just like it's an eye's just put in there. You got to carve this lower too on the side here. Not too low, but let's see here. Yeah, I know this looks funny. He's got big eyes, but if you had a beard down here and a mustache, these eyes would look great. So what I meant by that is carving it in here. You can see. So let's see, where's the pen? There's your eyebrows are okay. So we're going up a little. Okay, now we're going up a little hill, up a hill, up a hill till you hit your eyebrows. Carve it down, 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 and then up, 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 up again for your cheeks. Okay, so up, 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 down, 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 then up again and around. Like this one. I could carve that a little bit lower. Sometimes you have to adjust. Yeah, you know, just do what you can do. This funny looking character. I think that's about it. I think I don't know. Maybe some of you might have learned something. But the more rounded. Oh, let me get this Scotch Brite. This is really soft cedar. I'm just going to clean this up quickly so there's less fuzzies on it. Oh yeah, we got to get our eyebrow hairs on there. This is just a metalworking burr, a pointy one. So what happens when you carve shitty eyes? Well, just carve something beside the eyes so they don't look at the eyes. You know, like I said, I'm going to upload this video anyways, even if the eyes don't turn out. I should have stuck with my original plan and carved one big eye there instead of two, but I thought it might be more simple for you guys to understand. And I do think I am going to upload this video. I do think there's lots to learn from it. Like you can see the eyes, try and make them equal. They're the same size. They're just, I think they're a little bit long this way. You know, I didn't have that much room to carve depth, but I can't make any excuses. But I do think that there's lots to learn from this video. Anyways, have fun. If you're struggling with the eyes, who cares? Carve them out. Carve it all hollow. If you carve eyes like this and they don't turn out, carve them all hollow under there, right? Carve it all. Leave your eyelids there, your top eyelid, and carve up and under that eyelid and make them hollow. Make sense? Who cares? Have fun. Garden Fusion, over and out. So it's like 9:30 at night now, and I wanted to get these Santa and tree started painted. And I thought about this, and I really don't like those eyes. And those eyes are way too big for that nose, like too wide. So I was been here whittling it's going to be my first whittled snowman. I'm just messing around with a just carved Rob knife. And this knife here, this razor blade, this made in Canada, second or third run of styling knives. But then I carved out this eye. Now this eye is more for a big chainsaw carving when you look at it way back. Now, I just carved this just to show you guys like the round. See how round it is? Those eyes turned out to be pretty flat, but they're too wide this way for that nose. But anyways, I just thought I'd go over this and show you guys kind of what I meant by that video. You get your crow's peaks in there. So the nose would be right here. Like I said, the center. I could fix this up a bit and hollow out this whole pupil and leave a little nub in there. So I'm going to try that. Well, I was chipping away at it and that nub fell out. But you could get a little tiny piece. Like, let's see. Get a little piece and glue it in there. Kind of just like that. A little round piece at the bottom. Anyways, that's enough of that nonsense. But just the rounder you make it, the better it's going to look. Still not that great. Anyways.